I'm going to teach you how to be a game tester with no experience. I've had a few years myself doing game tests for companies such as Xperius, VMC, Microsoft, Monolith, and just naming a few. And I am basically here to show you that it's possible for you as well, even if you have no experience and a love and passion for video games. The first step is basically where to find these opportunities. The first one I recommend is QA testing. Now, QA testing is basically testing out a product and giving your honest opinion, whether if you like it, whether you hate it, whatever the case is. And most of these QA test jobs are actually really short. They tend to last a few days to a few weeks. You'll be lucky if you find one that lasts about a month or two. But most of the time they're very short and usually happen within the time frame of when a product will eventually be released. To find these opportunities, you basically just have to either apply to some of these companies that do offer jobs or gigs, such as Microsoft Game Test, and or do study groups. Now, either way will work. It really depends on if you rather wait for the luck of the draw or rely on your networking skills. The Microsoft Game Test, for example, or any game companies that do offer that type of stuff, which is quite often you just have to kind of stalk the Indeed pages and or that company's hiring process pages. That is mostly luck of the draw. So you put in your name, you put in your resume if it asks for that, and you just kind of wait. But most of the time they just pull your name out of a hat and you're just like, hey, you're accepted for this week's game test, show up. They will guide you from there on how to, get your access cards and all that good stuff. Now, the study groups is a different story. A lot of the study groups, of course, you want to apply for the gaming study groups. A lot of these are just, you come in for an hour to 3 hours to basically watch, like a commercial of, different pitches of video games or whatnot, and you give your honest opinion about that type of stuff. You want to be honest if you are putting that on your resume that you were doing a lot of study groups, but tell your recruiters for these study groups that you are interested in QA testing, because when that opportunity does arise where a QA test does actually end up in their laps, they might be able to offer it to you. And so when that actually happens, of course, the recruiter will give you their interview for it, and you get called in for a day, and you go in and you do your QA test. Try to impress, try to network. The networking part is the most important. Make friends, talk to the employees that are there. They will be really happy to talk to you. Trust me, being a QA lead, it can be quite a boring, tedious job, so they'll be really happy to make new connections. Showing that you're going above and beyond will make you stand out. Now, the benefits of QA testing is that they do pay a lot more because it's such a short experience and they're trying to get as many people as possible. However, more than likely, you'll do a lot of waiting in between. In QA testing, even though you are giving your honest opinion about if you like a video game or not, if you're really using your keen eyes and looking for more than just giving your honest opinion about something and doing what a game tester would do, which is, identifying the bugs, writing up the bug reports. If you don't know how to write one, there's plenty online. I'll eventually do a video on how to write one, so that way you're able to get it done. I know quite a few. I'll probably use the most efficient one that I've found throughout my game test experience. There's one specific company that I really enjoy, like how they do it, because I believe I'm still under NDA, so I will modify it a little bit to make sure that it doesn't step on any toes. But I can show that. Now, QA testing is also more monitored, in my opinion. A lot of the times they do have a camera trained on your face. They do have, they are recording your expressions, audio. Most of the time QA testing does offer really interesting ways to test a game, such as things like eye tracer thingy bob, where they trace your eyes to where you were looking. And there was another company that had these like red and green and yellow buttons that you'd hit throughout the test that determined like what you were testing that day. If it was difficulty, you hit green; if it's too easy, red; if it's too hard, or If you don't like this part, you hit green. If you want this part completely out of the game because you absolutely hate it, you hit red. Things like that. I also want to mention that QA testing is mostly not remote. It's mostly at a location. So if you're not in the location where game companies are located at, you're kind of out of luck for QA testing. Traditional game testing. Now, a lot of these, rather than going straight through the companies, which do offer entry level positions, but most of the time they do require more experience or actual experience than no experience whatsoever, you kind of want to go through contract companies instead. And so there's 3 contract companies I highly recommend that I've worked with and in partner with, side by side with, basically. But these companies are Xperius, Lionsbridge, and VMC. I will put that in the description down below. But this is traditional game testing. Now, these opportunities do last a lot longer. Some of them do last a couple days. There are those opportunities as well if you just want to dip your toes into it. But a lot of the time they last for a month or two, all the way up to a year or two. And these type of game tests are really like 9 to 5 type of jobs, but you want to apply for the entry level, which it's either a tier 1 or they're just going to say entry level. Whenever the case is, apply for it. All you need is a love for video games and a good eye for identifying if there's something wrong with it, like a bug or graphical issues or just any type of that type of stuff. You don't need any type of experience. You just need to demonstrate that. And a lot of the demonstration is either through your phone call or interview with a recruiter. Also your interview for the company once you've been accepted by that recruiter to go in and actually do that. Now, the interview process is really grueling, as you do go through quite a few of these interviews. Sometimes a recruiter will bounce you around to multiple recruiters to determine if you are worthy enough to go to the next step to get interviewed by a company. And then of course the game company portion, which is really hard. It's a really hard interview that you will have to go through, especially if you have no experience. You have to demonstrate quite a bit. It's like a SAT test, if you will. And I'll do a video basically showing what type of things that they might ask and how to prepare yourself if you guys are interested. Let me know down below and I'll definitely do that. They do offer remote opportunities as well. I was actually part of the team that got to test that out firsthand during COVID, so it proved a success. I believe to this day they have moved back into the offices, but that doesn't mean that remote jobs are kind of off the table. Always feel free to give your recruiter a call, and just be like, hey, is there any remote jobs? Because there might be. I see that there's a lot of courses being advertised on YouTube and other places saying that, hey, if you want to be a game tester, you have to go to schooling for it. You don't have to. Like I said, no experience is required for these type of jobs. You can basically gain all the knowledge that you would through schooling just by doing these entry-level positions. The knowledge is interchangeable, and you also get to network while you're doing it, whereas I believe in a schooling environment it's a lot harder to get into that. Yeah, you do have a fancy diploma saying that, hey, you're qualified for game test, but experience is pretty much the same. It will get you the same result. So in my opinion, if it was me, I would honestly go for the actual job and actually earn money to basically gain the knowledge and experience that I would have gotten if I were to pay for school, and you basically lose money doing it. And so in my opinion, it'd be a better idea to go for these entry levels and kind of just wait for your opportunity. If you really love the schooling environments and you like that type of thing, go for it. Don't let me stop you from doing that. That's entirely up to you. Take a look at the company positions and indie positions whenever possible as well. There might be chances that they do offer an entry level with no experience required type of thing. That is very rare, but it does happen from time to time. Well, thank you all for watching. My time as a game tester is kind of pretty much over. I've done it and I've kind of moved on from there. The more people I can help with this who really want this as their dream job and stuff, I am totally there for you. Hit those comments. I will reply as much as I can. You can hit me out on live streams as well. I do a lot of live streams over on Twitch. So if you just want to connect and hang out, or if you're feeling more like, asking more questions, I can help you out on there. Please do reach out and connect. I also, on this YouTube channel, do a lot of Let's Plays, skits, and doing all that creative, funny stuff. So feel free to stick around for that as well. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps somebody. And until next time, bye bye.